Hello and welcome to WOW Embossing YouTube channel. My name is Aditi and I am back with off the page mixed media inspiration for y'all. Today I am going to be creating this mixed media canvas working on black surfaces using the new release Pastel Pearls Trio set, which comes with this hint of blue embossing powder, hint of green and hint of pink, and the swatch here shows you how it looks like a pastel white with that shimmer on white surfaces, whereas it shows differently on a darker surface. And I love this two-tone pastel look for these embossing powders. And in this video today we are going to be exploring both these surfaces, and I will show you how you can achieve stunning results both on white as well as black with this trio with this set. So my canvas here is painted with black gesso and primed and ready to go. I am going to be using a stencil and just applying some embossing ink with my foam dauber through the stencil to begin creating a nice background texture. So once I have that down in place, I am using hint of blue on one half of that and hint of green on the other half. I do have my paintbrush that I generally use with embossing powder just to dab off all of that extra embossing powder that is just sitting on the canvas and not on the emboss ink detail. So once I'm happy with that, I am just going to heat set this, and you will see how all of this comes to life right in a minute with heating that embossing powder and melting it, the hint of blue showing through, and then that hint of green showing through. It creates for a nice two-tone textured background, perfect for this canvas. Now just to highlight further, I am using some Finnabair waxes and I am going over the edge of the canvas just to create a little shadow and give it a metallic touch with ash gray and old silver. This just creates a nice framed border for the canvas. Once I work my way with the ash gray, I am bringing in the old silver just at the edges for that metallic touch. Once that's done, now I have added some white splatter and the background is complete. Now for the focal element, I am using this Delightful Day set from Old New, which comes with a layered flower cluster. And I am using the stamp wheel along with my alignment guide to make sure I have my paper down in place every time I stamp and emboss that. So we are going to be doing a little bit of a layered embossing. Now the outline layer of the flower, I am first just inking that up with black ink. I am using obsidian ink here and stamping that on my cardstock. Over that, I am going to sprinkle the hint of blue embossing powder, and because I'm doing it on the black outline, I will get a quite deeper blue like you've seen on that black canvas, just giving me a nice pearlescent shiny blue outline for this flower. So just embossing that, and that is a look at what I was talking about. I think that looks quite good. Now going in with the second layer, this time I am just going to stamp it with some embossing ink. So just using my WOW embossing ink pad, I am stamping the second layer with that and then embossing again with the same embossing powder. So that's a hint of blue. I am just going to sprinkle that on my second layer with the embossing ink and heat set that. And what this has done is it is going to give me just a nice pearlescent pearly looking colored flower. So for the second layer of that shading, we have a nice just pearl look for the flower. Now over this, I am skipping the third layer and going in with the fourth detailed layer that I need to stamp. And I am going to stamp this again with black ink. So bringing back the obsidian ink, I am going to stamp over that embossed powder Now, because we have an embossed layer underneath, it is a little tricky, so I need to really just press about 3 or 4 times, making sure that I have enough ink over that embossing ink. And then over that, I am again sprinkling the same embossing powder and heat setting that. And this has given me a little slight different look. It's not a darker blue, but because it's black ink over embossed ink and then embossing powder, it's just created this gentle dual tone shade. So I've done the same on the leaves, but I've used hint of green on the leaves, and I stamped just the outline for some of these additional tiny foliage kind floral clusters, and I've used hint of pink to emboss that. And now I am just working on creating a composition. So using foam tape to uproot my elements, this just brings in some more added depth and dimension. I am gluing the flower and the leaves and then using liquid glue for the extra floral elements just to create a nice fuller bouquet here. Once I'm happy with how that looks, I am using this word hope to frame and add meaning to this canvas and completing it with these pearls that I have in different sizes. So using liquid glue, I am gluing a variety of pearls in different sizes, mostly in threes, forming a little triangle and embellishing my entire floral cluster for this canvas. So with that, I have now completed the canvas and I think it looks absolutely stunning. I hope what I started with, the idea of showing you how the embossing powders work both on white and black surfaces, has come out clear. I did add a little bit of WOW sparkling sugar sparkles just for more glitter and interest. And I do hope that I have managed to inspire you all. Until the next time, take care and bye bye.